Welcome to Finding Completion. This series is exploring my time in-game as a maxed RuneScape player. For me, getting max stats meant changing my goals totally as a player. I was no longer chasing 99s. I'm finding enjoyment in other aspects of the game. Boss collection logs, clue scrolls, virtual level 120 skills, achievements, and rune score. The beauty about this game is carving out an adventure for yourself regardless of if that adventure is of value to other players. Why don't you come join me on my adventure as I find completion? Ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between, hello, it me. So at the start of today's episode, what I want to do is prep for Double XP Live that's coming up on the 17th of February. I have an idea of what I want to do, but it's only a couple days away, and I haven't really prepped at all as to what I'm doing. I have supplies in my bank, though, so that's kind of what I'm going to go off of. What I quickly want to do, though, is make an enchantment. So if you saw my last video, you would have seen that I had these slivers of pain. I've pretty much decided that I'm going to go with the Channeler's Ring upgrade. So my two options of new upgrades for enchantments that I don't have is the Enchantment of Flames. This is for the Carapax wrist wraps. This requires 8 of the slivers, but Ilyujankin components. And then the other option is the Enchantment of Metaphysics. So this one is for the Channeler's Ring, which I also don't have. The last thing that I need is a Scrimshaw, so I'm just going to go make those at ports. I was able to get my hands on static gloves. I think it cost me like 35 mil? 33.7 mil is how much they cost me. So I have plenty of Ancient Bones. I have like 200 of them. Yeah, 209 of them. So we need to go to the tradable Scrimshaws. So we need Scrimshaw of Magic. Combine the slivers, Enchantment of Metaphysics, we'll make that. Very nice. And that's 178 mil. Imbue, permanently unlock, yes, wonderful. So what the enchantment does is it grants an additional 2.5% critical strike damage when using a channeled ability, and this increases by a further 2.5% for each additional hit dealt. Fairly minor bonus in the grand scheme of things. Realistically, all that this is affecting is greater concentrated blast as well as asphyxiate, but I use Cinderbanes at a lot of bosses, and I use the Channeler's Ring everywhere with magic, so that was my reasoning for going with this upgrade over the Carapax wrist wraps. We're going to go someplace special, and by special, I mean new, so this is Fort Forinthry. Now, I did make a separate dedicated video about the fort. If you're interested, you could check it out here at the top right. You could click on the card, and I kind of explain everything that's going on here. But at this point, it's been a few days out since the update, and I have the entire fort built to tier 3. So all of my buildings are tier 3, as you can tell by me having my comp cape back. And if you didn't know, there is a comp rec for this. But looking at the overview page, we are starting today's episode at 24,535 rune score. All of my recently completed was just stuff related to the fort. So fort of my own, upgrade all the buildings to tier 3. Desperate Creatures, this was a quest that was released. There was also another quest that was released, which you need in order to actually build the fort. That's called New Foundations. So if you don't know, you start new foundations at the Varrock Castle, and that allows you to actually build the fort. Quest Cape, obviously doing the quest, I got that back, and then Completionist Cape. I completed the other associated achievement with the fort as well, which is Perfect Build. That's not hard to do, and then Wonderful Walls, which is building all of the walls, which you need to do to get access to the fort anyway. So as far as prep for double XP goes, this is what the skills tab is looking like. I'm starting double XP with 2,762,773,852 experience. I do have a couple of things that I wanted to do. All right, so I looked through my bank, and this is the main stuff that I'm going to be looking at doing. So first things first, I have all of these fletching materials. So I don't know how much XP this is. Obviously, I can make 144k rune darts. Let me do some math quick, and let me see how much XP right around this would come out to. Shout out to whoever had that Fletcher there to make things easy. So this is right around 2.7 million XP without double. So with double, 5.4 million XP. That would get me to, what would that get me to? So that would get me to right around what, like 109? It would almost get me to 109, I think. Obviously, I'll get this level, get to 108, but I won't quite get to 109. Yeah, so for 109, I need 6.1 mil XP. I won't quite get there. Not terrible. I don't know how long it'll actually take me to make all of those darts, which is the thing. So that's probably not going to be the first thing that I'll work on. The other thing that I have here is mahogany planks. 56k mahogany planks. This will get me to 120 construction. That's likely the first thing that I'm going to do. I need 11.1 mil XP left to get to 120. Originally, I was waiting for the fort to come out to see if that would be a viable training method in order to get 120. Turns out the training is kind of doo-doo, so I'm not going to be doing that. XP rates are kind of stinky at like 250k an hour is what they cap out at, and that's paying full attention. So absolutely will not be doing that. I'm going to do flat packs instead. Now, with doing the math on these mahogany planks, needing 11.1 mil XP, it's going to take me 6,654 mahogany tables on double XP in order to get that amount of experience. That is 39,925 planks that I'm going to need to use. So with all the other bonuses, I'll have close to 20k surplus planks that I'll be able to sell back off, which will be nice. Now, right here is what's going to take me a majority of the time, which is the proteins. So these are for cooking, as you could probably guess if you had no idea. On double XP Live, these are going to give me 1,000 XP a piece. Normally, they're 500 XP a piece. So that's 25.1 mil XP. I also have an additional 7.3 million XP bonus in cooking, and that's going to be eaten up in its entirety using all of these proteins. So just adding that 7.3 mil to what these proteins are, that's 32.4 mil XP, give or take. From my current point, that'll get me right around nearly halfway from what my current remainder is to 120. Now, the main downside to this is if you've ever had this quantity of proteins before, this is going to take a very long time. I do luckily have some protein power-ups, and I think they increase it by 25%, your usage. I can't remember, in all honesty. At the normal rates, I'm cooking about 750 of these an hour, meaning without the power-ups, in order to cook all of these, it is going to take 33 hours, which is nearly the entirety of the double XP Live bonus. I will likely be doing this other stuff before I tackle this because I know this is going to take up a majority of my time. But yeah, it is a couple days out. That's the plan as of right now. I'll get 120 construction early on, and I will hit 2.8 billion total XP, which is really cool, closing in on that 3 bill total. All right, good morning, everybody. It is too early for me, and double XP has started. So I found a world where there's a couple of portables. I'm going to go ahead and start off with construction today. 1.3 million XP in order to level. I have no earthly idea how long that's going to take me. With the amount of experience I'm getting, it should go pretty quick though. Also, I decided to be bougie and I put Ys on my Kopeshes. so now I have an actual weapon to use when I'm running Ys. I did have it on my Wilderness Sword and then Augmented Excalibur, and I still do, but I figured especially with clues, it's just better to have actual weapons. There's really no reason to do it, but I just felt like it because I wasn't doing anything else with them. According to some quick math, this should take me probably about an hour to do, just this level, not this last 11 mil, but just this level should take me right around an hour. You may or may not notice a difference in quality in the videos. I actually upgraded some of my computer parts. I upgraded from an AMD Ryzen 480 graphics card to a AMD 7900 XTX. So it was a small upgrade to my system. And I spent all of that money so I could play a point-and-click fantasy adventure game from the year 1999. Since I'm going to be here for a bit, I went ahead and stacked a couple of boosts. Rock of Resilience, Premier Artifact, Wisdom Aura, and then I also have my Artificer's Measure and then the 10% boost from, well, mainly the Pulse Core. The Cinder Core doesn't matter, but I went from getting like just shy of 40k XP per inventory to like 46k around there. So a little bit of an XP jump from that. And I don't really need to use these flat pack depackers. I made them because I was going to use proteins, and they're very useful for proteins because then you could do 60 flat packs per inventory. And not have to bank because you're not taking up inventory space. But using regular planks, you can only make a maximum of 20 mahogany tables. So I don't really need to use these. It's just saving something from going into my bank and me having to get rid of them later. But I'm not planning on doing proteins for a prolonged period of time. If I ever decide to go to 200 mil, maybe. But figured because of that, I may as well try and get these out of my bank. And there's the level up. 119 construction achieved. So 9.8 mil left till 120. I'm gaining, I think, around 1.5 million XP per hour at my current rate. Now, it's not going to be this high because I have things like Wisdom and my Premier Artifact running that I won't 24/7. So the remainder is likely going to take me around 7-ish hours to complete. So I will have right around 40 hours left of double XP time by the time I get 120. And here's to hoping I can get lucky and get the pet before I hit 120. Chances are that won't happen, but you know, a man can hope. I finished my hour of construction, 9.3 million XP left. I think what I'm going to do is some skill dummies because I have a bunch of them that I want to get out of the way. So I think I'm gonna work on that for now. Once that's done, you know, move on to something else. Since I'm gonna be redeeming these for thieving, I'm gonna reset my XP counter just to see how much XP I actually get from them. The rest of these I'll get a decent amount from, especially like the dungeoneering ones, because I have 13 of them, but I will have a ton from these. So I have 90 thieving dummies here. This is going to take a long time. Took me about an hour to use all of those other dummies. To use these 90, it's going to take me, I don't even know, like hours likely. So I'm probably going to be standing here for a little bit. Reset the counter and we'll see how much XP that I get. This is likely going to be close to 10 mil XP for all of these, which is a ton of experience. I'd said previously I wasn't too hyped on doing thieving dummies because I want the pet still. I don't have it. So, you know, obviously going to have to do a lot of training. You know, there's still plenty of training left to do. I'm only at 32 mil XP. So even being at, say, 42 mil XP, if this is 10 mil, you know, still more than halfway left to get to 120. Anyways, starting at 46 hours remaining, just about. Let's see how long this is going to take me. Just about done with these dummies. I have 3 more left. If you look at the top right, 8.7 mil XP, I'll be a little bit over 9 mil by the time I'm fully finished. Wasn't quite the 10 mil that I had guessed, but it'll be over 9. This puts me at 110 thieving, 1.9 mil till I level. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting to 111, but a decent amount of experience. Use about 40 of the elite dummies per hour. Being at 43.5 hours, that means it took me, you know, 2.5 hours basically to do the 90 that I had. I wasn't fully paying attention. I had other stuff going on, so, you know, I was back and forth basically. But yeah, right around 40 an hour is what you can expect to do. That's assuming you're not screwing around and you can actually find a place to put them down, because it does get crowded during double XP. Once I finish this up, I think I'm going to go back to construction because there is a workbench here, and maybe I will focus on getting 120 as my next goal. All right, one more. There we go. There's a nice 100 million construction XP milestone, 4 mil left to go. Soon enough, I will feel happiness again. So this will likely take me probably another 3 to 4 hours or so. Probably around 3 hours with 4.2 mil XP left. I'm not really sure how much I've been gaining an hour. I think it's like 1.3 to 1.5 mil, somewhere in there an hour. So, you know, it'll still take another couple of hours to finish off 120, but be there soon enough. One more mahogany table. And there we go. Virtual level 120 construction achieved. I have 27k planks left, and I think I started like 56k. So I only used, you know, right around 30,000, and with me needing 39,000, basically 40k, that was a lot of savings. I used a portable workbench the whole time and the construction cape, so that definitely helped. So I think it's time to move on to fletching. I really don't want to do fletching. Everyone has their skills that they really don't like. You know, for a lot of people, maybe rune crafting, things like that. But I really despise fletching. The one nice thing about fletching is I have a bunch of pulse cores that I'm going to use on fletching. just to make it go faster, again, because I don't like the skill. And I also get to wear my Silverhawks, so I have a bunch of Silverhawk feathers that I've just saved, and there's not really many other skills where I can use them, so I'm going to be, you know, having the Silverhawks on the whole time. And also, you may have noticed that I'm in the fort. I completely forgot about the fort. I saw somebody mention something about the fort, and I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should check to see if there's anybody here. There is definitely people here, so I'm probably going to be hanging out here for the next little while. This way I can get that bonus experience that you build up from skilling here. But yeah, I'm just finishing off some rune arrows that I have, and then I'm gonna go on to making these all these darts. I don't know how much experience this is gonna be. I think when I calculated it, it's gonna be around like 5 mil fletching XP, something like that. I also don't know how long that's going to take either. 36 hours left, and you know, obviously you have an entire week to do it, so I'm not really in a rush. I'll just play at my own pace, you know, when I have time to. But I mainly want to get this out of the way so then I can start doing protein cooking. I may switch back and forth between fletching and cooking depending on how much attention I want to give to the game. But as of right now, we'll start with fletching. So yeah, 36 hours to go. There we go. Level up. Level 110 fletching. I think there's an achievement for that as well. Maybe. I'm pretty certain there is, but it didn't pop up. At any rate, I didn't even think I was going to get to 110. I really undercalculated the amount of experience that I would get. The pulse cores that I had definitely helped. I had used them till I needed to make around 20k more darts or something like that, so I definitely got a lot of use out of them. And I've definitely saved a lot of darts as well, which is nice considering I didn't even use my Brooch of the God until I needed to make around 20k more darts. I have 11k left to make, and obviously I won't be leveling since I need 3.9 mil XP left. How much XP have I gained? Almost 10 million XP in fletching, which is, it's literally almost double what I had calculated. I think I calculated around like 5 mil or something like that. So definitely a lot more than I was originally anticipating. I'm also curious to see what I'm going to be able to sell these darts back for. I'm pretty sure selling them to the shop is the way to go. And supply-wise, it was 70 million GP. Almost done with these. I'm just, this sucks hard. I want this to be done. Darts are really fast XP, but there's no downtime. This is basically what I'm looking at the entire time, just so I can click in one spot. So I could click on the Fletcher and then to craft. I'm definitely ready for this to be over. I wasn't paying that much attention while I was doing this, so I think this is taking me like 3 hours, something like that, 2.5 hours, right around there. I'm not totally sure. Okay, all the darts are made, and I literally made 20k more darts than I had to make, so that's pretty cool. It would have been even more if I was wearing the brooch the entire time, but how much these sell for? 105 GP a piece, so we'll just sell all of them. 17 mil, this is what, like a 53 mil-ish loss, I think, right around there, because I think it was 70 mil that I had, so pretty hefty loss, I'm not gonna lie, but it's better than selling it for like 80 GP on the Grand Exchange. It's gonna be considerably less than that anyways, so we'll get my 17 mil back. That basically covered the cost of the feathers, I think. So nice to have a little bit of money back at least. All right, so I think it's time to finally move into what is going to take me the most significant portion of time, which is doing some cooking. Protein rocktails, 500 XP a piece, which means 1000 XP a piece, not including all of the additional boosts that I have. So that is 2713 XP per fish. That is, that's a lot of experience off the base 500. 7.4 million XP bonus. I'm going to use all of my protein power-ups. This is going to take me a pretty long time. I'm also using cinder cores. I have 83 cinder cores, so we'll see. Oh wait, that's not even doubled. Hold on. 3,200. There we go. I didn't even realize my double is off. So 3,200 a piece. So yeah, it's gonna take me, I think, right around likely 30-ish hours to cook all of these. So yeah, let's get cooking for many hours. All right, I missed it because I wasn't paying attention, but if you look here, I've achieved 50 million XP in cooking. So halfway, almost halfway to 120. Just over 20,000 proteins left and 25 hours left. I don't know how long it's been since the last clip. I didn't play for like 2 days. So I mean, I could pause the timer whenever, so I haven't been pressed to get on. So yeah, still chugging along with doing the proteins. I'm pretty sure I should finish these proteins by the time my timer runs out. I had a bunch of protein power-ups that I used, so I think I got like 3 or 4 hours of additional like speed, so that definitely helped out. But yeah, completely out of bonus XP. I used all of my Cinder cores, so no more bonus XP, 54 million XP left. I've currently gained 14 mil XP, and I should get another 20, at least another 20 mil, off of these proteins, assuming that I can use all of them. So, but yeah, see you in another several hours, I guess. Last level of double XP about to come in. Got one more protein rocktail to cook. There it is. Level up, 116 cooking. I do not know how much XP I've gained. I have an hour and 10 minutes left of double XP. I was going to go run ED3, but at this point, I kind of want to just try and get rid of as many of these rocktails as I can. I'm probably going to save them up again for next time double XP rolls around to hopefully finish cooking off, or maybe I'll gradually do it before the next double XP live. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to finish out this last hour. After that, we'll take a look at what my total experience gain has been from this entire double XP live. Anything that I've done, I've had double XP on pretty much this entire time, so it should be a pretty accurate indication of the gains that I've had. I haven't really done any activity to gain experience outside of it being doubled, so. But this cooking grind has been a long one. Down to the last 30 seconds of double experience. I didn't get through all of my proteins that I wanted to. I don't even remember where I started, at like 26k, something like that. And I'll have just about 3,000 left by the time I'm finished. There we go. Your double XP time is run out. So now we're back to the regular bonus for the rocktails. This world is really noisy. Why don't we come to a quieter one? All right, now that's so much better. A lot easier to hear now. So let's go over the actual gains that I had from these last 48 hours. Big reveal on the cooking XP, because that one I have on the tracker right here. So right there, top right. 35,669,000, nice, 250 XP. So it's a little bit more than I originally anticipated, because I think I calculated my XP at 32.4 million, around there. Correct myself if I was wrong. But yeah, a little bit more than I was anticipating, which is nice. And that's only because the proteins weren't giving me a clean 1,000 XP apiece because of the additional bonuses that I had. With the bonus, I was getting like 3,100 XP a fish or something like that. So it was a lot per protein when I was running things like Cinder cores and all the additional boosts. On screen, I'm just going to have the spreadsheet from the website RunePixels to actually show my total amount gained. And you could see over on the farthest right-hand side, the double XP column. So I gained a total of nearly 78 million XP this entire double XP live, which is pretty good. It's not as much as I did last time, but I did some skills that were considerably fast last time, so that would be why. But yeah, 78 mil, pretty good. A majority of that was in cooking, as you can see. Like I said, almost 36 mil XP in cooking. I gained 11.1 mil XP in construction, and that got to 120. And we'll actually grab the cape for that in a second. Thieving XP. I got a lot of thieving XP, actually. Just over 10 million XP in thieving, which is crazy. That was just from dummies. I used so many thieving dummies. It was a lot more XP than I thought it would be. Fletching was the other one I gained a lot in, 10 million, just over 10 million in fletching. And considering base 110 is a goal of mine, at least for right now as I'm working towards 120, that gives me 110 fletching and 110 thieving, which is really nice. And the last skill that I'll shout out is actually agility, 5.6 million XP in agility. That brings me to almost 119 mil total. I wore Silverhawks the entire time when I was doing cooking. So basically for what was it, almost 30 hours, I was wearing Silverhawks. So gained a lot of experience there. And I also had some agility dummies that I used as well. So yeah, all things considered, I'd say it was a pretty successful double XP live. Definitely had a lot of gains in experience. Got more cooking XP than I was anticipating, which is nice. I have 32 mil XP left, so if I collect the same amount of proteins, assuming I would put another 8 mil bonus into this skill, I could do it next double XP live. I think you can get the construction cape at one of the estate agents. I'm not totally sure though. And again, I know you can get it at the max guild, but this is more fun. Hello, sir. I've mastered this skill. Is there anything else? Kept secret for some time. Please just give it to me, sir. There we go. Construction master cape. And I do think I look very fashionable. I just realized what the quest cape looks like. This is hideous. This is horrendous looking. No wonder I've never seen anyone wear this. Now, as I've said before, the 120s that I have left are going to take me some time to do. I have 8 of them. The ones that I'm mainly worried about taking a really long time is going to be woodcutting and fishing. Both of those skills you level up very slowly. But yeah, to be honest, I think it's time for a bit of a break. I've been playing the game a lot this past week, trying to use up all of my double XP time. I think I need to go out and touch some grass, so I'll be back in a bit once I decide what I want to work on next. All right, so as is tradition, after a double XP live is finished, a new Yak Track begins. So this Yak Track is called Forinthry Frontier, and the cosmetics are okay. Probably not anything that I'll use, but then again, I don't tend to use the Yak Track stuff much anyway. I am a fan of the more realistic pets though, which is cool. There hasn't been like realistic looking pets for a pretty long time, so that's pretty cool. I kind of like the royal looking shoulder capes, but again, same deal, probably won't use them. This Yak Track this time around is 76 days instead of, what is it normally, like 60, I think? So I think it's 16 days longer than it normally is, but I also noticed it goes up to 70 tiers. It doesn't go up to 50 like the previous ones did. And likely bonds are going to go up as well because, again, there's 70 tiers, so to get all of the skips, you are going to need more bonds in order to get all of them. So I'm likely going to be working on this. I'm not exactly sure how long some of these tasks are going to take. Like, I don't know if they were adjusted at all as far as timing goes. For those of you who are interested, I tend to not skip through them. I just do these usually. If you don't want to spend money, I mean, you don't really have much of a choice. The tasks that I tend to skip are the ones that are costly and ones that take a really long time. So an example of one that would be costly would be something like Herblore. I just will outright skip the Herblore ones. And something that takes a long time would be one like Agility. I skip all of the Agility ones. They annoy the shit out of me. The Yak Shop is back as well, and it looks like the some of those royal capes, shoulder capes are in here. I don't know what else is new in here. I don't know if there's any new animations. So there is one. Telekinetic gold bar detonate. I mean, you can decide for yourself. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'll probably get it just because, but I don't think it's something that I'm like super excited to go for. It's okay, I guess. Nothing super special in my opinion. So I'm assuming like the Quake one, there's probably one in the Yak Track tiers as well, and then there's the additional one for the coins. But I want to thank all of you for watching today. A lot of gains were made this double XP live, so I'm very happy with that. And here's hoping I get 120 cooking soon enough. I don't know if I'm going to be working hardcore on this or not. We'll see. It's 32 mil left, and I don't particularly feel like grinding that out, but I don't know. We'll see what's going on. I'm going to continue to stack bonus XP into the skill too. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. It lets me know that you enjoyed, and it also helps out the algorithm, recommends the video to other people who might be interested. If this isn't the first video that you've seen from me, consider subscribing to see what I post in the future. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later.